My husband got my best friend pregnant while I was traveling and planning a surprise for him, but what I did afterward left everyone shocked. My name is Maya, and I need to tell you what happened when I came home early from what I thought was just another business trip. I had been married to David for 8 years, and my best friend Lisa had been part of our lives for even longer. I thought I knew these people better than I knew myself. I was wrong about everything. The conference in Denver ended 2 days early when the keynote speaker canceled due to illness. Instead of extending my stay like most attendees did, I decided to surprise David. We had been trying to have a baby for 3 years, and the stress was getting to both of us. I thought coming home early with good news about a potential promotion might lift his spirits. I remember feeling so excited during the 4-hour flight home. I had even stopped at the airport gift shop to buy his favorite chocolate and a bottle of wine to celebrate. The taxi ride from the airport felt endless, and I kept checking my phone, resisting the urge to text him. I wanted it to be a complete surprise. When the taxi pulled up to our house on Maple Street, I noticed several cars in the driveway that I didn't recognize. David's Honda was there, along with Lisa's white sedan, but there were at least 4 other vehicles parked along the street. My first thought was that maybe David was having some kind of work gathering, though it seemed odd he hadn't mentioned it. I paid the driver and wheeled my suitcase up the front walkway, fishing for my keys. That's when I heard the laughter and voices coming from our backyard. The sound was festive, almost party-like. I felt a little flutter of anxiety in my stomach, but I pushed it aside. Maybe David was just having friends over to watch the game. I unlocked the front door and stepped inside, immediately noticing the smell of something delicious cooking. The living room looked different somehow, tidier than usual, with fresh flowers on the coffee table. I could hear people talking and laughing in the kitchen and out on the back patio. Setting my suitcase by the stairs, I walked toward the kitchen, expecting to find David hosting some impromptu barbecue. But as I got closer, I heard something that made me freeze in the hallway. A woman's voice was saying something about nursery colors, and another voice mentioned baby names. My heart started beating faster. Were David's friends talking about someone else's baby? I took a few more steps and peeked around the corner into the kitchen. What I saw made my blood run cold. The entire kitchen was decorated with pale yellow and white streamers. There were balloons tied to chairs, and the counter was covered with wrapped gifts. A large cake sat in the center of the island with something written in flowing script that I couldn't quite make out from where I stood, but it was the banner stretched across the sliding door to the patio that made me feel like I was going to be sick. In cheerful yellow letters, it read, "Welcome, baby Thompson." Thompson was David's last name, our last name. I stood there for what felt like hours, but was probably only seconds, trying to process what I was seeing. Someone was having a baby shower in my house, using my husband's name, and I hadn't been invited to my own event. The voices got louder as people moved between the kitchen and the patio. I recognized several of them, David's coworkers and some neighbors, but I still couldn't see David or Lisa anywhere. That's when I heard Lisa's distinctive laugh coming from the backyard, followed by David's voice saying something about how excited he was to be a father. The words hit me like a physical blow. I stepped fully into the kitchen, my legs feeling unsteady. The cake was now clearly visible, and I could read the inscription, "Congratulations, David and Lisa," surrounded by tiny yellow baby carriages. The wrapped gifts on the counter suddenly made sense. The decorations, the celebration, the joy in everyone's voices. They were celebrating David and Lisa having a baby together. My husband and my best friend were having a baby together, and they were celebrating it in my house while I was supposed to be 3 states away, completely unaware of what had been happening in my own life. I stood in my own kitchen like a stranger, staring at decorations celebrating my husband's betrayal. Full story on channel link below.